Dominion Voting Systems' landmark defamation trial against Fox is expected to get underway this morning following a brief delay.
Delaware Superior Court Judge Eric Davis appeared in court yesterday and announced the start of the trial was delayed until 9 a.m. today. Multiple reports citing sources suggest the delay was due to Fox pursuing settlement talks, but NBC News has not confirmed that. NBC News correspondent Emily Aketa is in Wilmington, Delaware with the latest. NBC News legal analyst Danny Savalas is also with us to break all this down. So, Emily, first to you, what happened yesterday with the judge and what are we watching for today?
Yeah, good morning to you. Well, the judge merely made a formal announcement yesterday that the trial would be pushed. It would be delayed from yesterday until this morning. He provided no insight around to why that might be the case, as we had been hoping for. It was short and sweet. He said these kinds of delays are not unusual. But with those reports swirling around the last-minute push for settlement talks, we were watching closely for any kind of announcement to potentially develop overnight. No announcement, I can tell you, has come. So as things stand now, you can see the folks lining up behind me to get into the courthouse. Jury selection process will begin here in just a matter of hours. Around 9 a.m. they will finalize that process, and once the jury is seated, there will be about, we're told, a 15-minute recess before they get into opening arguments. Dominion will lead off, Fox will follow, and all eyes are on Delaware this week because of some of the folks that are expected to take the stand and testify. Among them, Fox Corporation Chairman Rupert Murdoch, also some of Fox's most popular hosts, including Sean Hannity, Maria Bartiromo, and Tucker Carlson. Lindsay and Clay.
Yeah, and Danny, I want to bring you in because there were multiple reports yesterday that were suggesting that they may reach a settlement. Obviously, the trial is happening today, so is a settlement off the table?
Absolutely not. I mean, settlement can happen even after the jury has the case and they're deliberating. And you can imagine a scenario where settlement talks could pop up in the middle of trial if there's some devastating witness who gets up there and just buries Fox, or possibly buries the plaintiff's case, although I don't really see how that could happen. It could. Anything's possible. And when your risk shifts like that, sometimes parties come to the table. I wouldn't be surprised at all if settlement talks are reignited at some point along the way, because as you get closer and closer to verdict, each side has a lot to lose, and one or more may blink. They may want to come to the table and talk settlement. Keep in mind, yes, everyone says the plaintiff has a good case, but for every plaintiff, I don't care if you're Dominion or just some Joe Schmo nobody knows, money today guaranteed is always better than maybe money in the future, only if it's upheld on appeal years from now.
Okay. Emily, let's talk about that fired Fox producer, Abby Grossberg. She said in a new sworn statement she actually found more evidence relevant to the case, recordings that were taken at the time that she spent with the company. She says she plans to turn them over to the court. Remind us who she is, her role in all this, and what do we know about these recordings?
Okay, so Abby Grossberg used to be a senior producer for Fox News hosts like Tucker Carlson and Maria Bartiromo. She was fired in March after she filed a lawsuit against the network claiming that they had forced her into giving misleading testimony for this case, for the Dominion case. Fox has called her lawsuit baseless and said they fired her because she divulged privileged information. Now, throughout her time at Fox, she says she would regularly record conversations, pre-interviews with her boss, Maria Bartiromo, involving voter fraud allegations made on those calls through a transcription service. She recently got a hold of some of those new recordings with the help of a forensic expert, and one of the calls involves Senator Ted Cruz, who emphasizes on that call the need for facts and proof. He did not respond to our request for comment. Fox News says that it has complied with all of the discovery obligations, and at a hearing last week, some of its lawyers said that Grossberg did not disclose the existence of such actual recordings. Grossberg is among the potential lists of witnesses to take the stand. Guys?
And Danny, I want to talk about the judge for a minute, because Judge Davis also ruled that Fox lawyers could not use newsworthiness as a defense. Obviously, a little problematic given it's Fox News. So what strategy do you think they're going to use in this trial? What arguments should we expect?
Newsworthiness is not a defense to defamation, but the witnesses for Fox can mention that they thought what they were doing was newsworthy. The problem with that is the judge may instruct the jury, hey, jury, you just heard this testimony, but I need you to know that newsworthiness is not a defense to defamation. So the net benefit of putting on that kind of evidence may not be that good for Fox. I think for Dominion, the strategy here, though, is that the jurors are going to be thinking about the fact, well, what if something is newsworthy? What are news stations, what are journalists supposed to do? Are they supposed to ignore it or put somebody on and grill them? I think that's why Dominion needs to really put on a case to differentiate what Fox did from what other people would do in similar situations. That's their challenge, and they need to meet it.
Definitely a fluid case. Danny Savalos, Emily Aketa, thank you so much.